I returned to the window, looked down at the strand, put one hand over my ear like we used to when we found a shell, felt the blood pumping in my eardrum, the sound of the sea, Aunt Heather's breathing, the sound of the sea, off and on. Then Aunt Heather's breathing grew louder, and it became another sound, like when you untie the mouth of a balloon that's been up for days, and that sound hung in the air above her bed, and then it moved away towards the window, to where I was standing, to where I breathed it in. And after that, mine was the only breath in the room. Very often I start writing a story from a particular place, so the story actually comes out of looking at that place, and a character starts to talk who's describing it, who's there in the place that the story's happening in, and for the most part those voices have been women's voices. I suppose they're all about people who are struggling in some form or another, getting over maybe a crisis of some kind, or really trying to cope with what's happening in their lives. I've lived in Portstewart for I think about almost 20 years now, and I absolutely love the sea, and I love to walk by the sea. It frees your mind, I think. Getting outside always frees your mind, but getting outside and walking by the shoreline, and the quietness of that and the silence of that is just beautiful. "What's the day doing?" she said. "Laurie, tell me the day." So I told her the way she used to tell me. An Irish February on the northern coast, the sun a soft bulb, a great day for shadows, the strand glassy, mirroring blue, two skies, one stretching overhead entirely whole, the other scattered, lying about the sand in fragments of captured water, the broken passage of gulls reflected from one still pool to the next, the dunes shadowed and heatless, white-tipped waves picked out in the cold sun, Mussenden Temple, a black mole on the headland of Benavana. I'm really excited that this collection is coming out with Whitrick Press, and that my first collection is going to be a digital collection. And there's something about short stories, I think, that lends itself really well to that format. I read a lot of short stories, and I read a lot at night, and I love to finish a short story last thing at night, and you feel like you've completed something. There's something very satisfying about that. I'm in the habit of collecting skies, and this one is a keeper. August evening on a Siena hillside, a sky that would put you in mind of King Louis's court, all swathes of blue silk, piled powdered wigs, and towards the west a hint of blushing flesh. Above where I sit on the villa balcony, the clouds are beginning to darken, move faster, already intent on somewhere else. Dusty pine cones, limoncello sharp on the tongue, and peace, I am thinking. There is definitely peace.